Playtime is over, motherfuckers.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Kirk Valentino.
I'm Cassie.
And welcome back to Playtime is Over, episode 24. And we got Cassie in the motherfucking building. And it's giving me, it's me and you. Now, I've been waiting.
Think I wanna make
the
a-
move. Okay, boom. So I'm going to start off with our health tip of the week. Health tip of the week is, for the fellas, semen retention. Save your nut. Yeah, I said it. It's a trend now. I've been practicing it for a while. Do I fall off? Yes, we all do. But I think it's important to practice your semen, holding your semen and building that testosterone. And so here's some tips. Boom. Good for your mental clarity. That mental clarity, sometimes when you nut in too much and you don't you can't focus. Like I'm 30 now. I'm 30. I'm so glad to be 30. But I'm 30 now. So now I got some skin in the game where I know if I haven't come in a while, I'm so mad because I know my mother's going to hear this. But if I haven't come in a while, my focus is better. It's more clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it builds mental clarity. And then I'm talking from experience, but I also did my own research as well. But I'm really speaking from experience. So you're more focused. You're more motivated to do shit. That's why a lot of niggas get successful when they get older, because they don't have that sexual urge as much. So they have more, that energy is going into something else as opposed to fucking. So you're more motivated. And when you get older, your sex drive drops. It's not as active. So you're more focused on getting to the bag and coming up with ideas and being creative. And also you require less sleep. You don't need as much sleep when you're not releasing your semen all the time, over and over and over. You have high testosterone. You're stronger in the gym. You got quicker comebacks because the whatever it is, the semen, I don't know, whatever because there's so much nutrients and vitamins in it. It's not, how do I explain this? Basically, when you release that, it releases also some type of chemical from your brain as well. So when you're not releasing that chemical a lot, you quicker on your feet. If a bitch say something to you, you quick. I can't explain it, but I know when I'm on my semen retention heavy, my comebacks is quicker. Don't play with me. Also, you're stronger. You have prettier skin because the semen has zinc in it, which makes your skin pretty. And they do say women see you more attractive. I'm not really checking for y'all hoes, so that part don't really apply to me. But also spiritual benefits. You manifest things faster as well. So you niggas need to get on that semen retention and stop playing with your dicks. And that's our week's health tip of the week, y'all. So anyway, how you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have the biggest obsession right now with getting my life together because I hit 30. Mm-hmm. And, well, I've always had that obsession, but now it's even bigger. And I was thinking about, when do I want to have kids and stuff like that? I'm just hitting a certain age where I'm just thinking about those things, and
do you want kids?
Yeah, I want some kids.
How many kids you want?
I want a boy and a girl. I want my daughter to be named Zakia.
Go ahead, Zakia.
I love the name. So my
Zakia Alizé.
No, Zakia. I don't know the middle name, but Zakia. And then the boy, his name's gonna be Zenith.
Oh, that's cute.
Zenith means the highest point of something, the highest form, the most powerful. I like the name Zakia though. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're gonna have to get a little hood name.
But what does Zakia stand for?
I don't know, but it's not too hood though. It's a little ghetto, but it's not like Sean Quasia. It's not you know what I mean? I think and then it starts with a Z. You don't find people too much that got a name that start with a Z.
Yeah.
So I want 2 kids. Mm-hmm. And I have a friend that went through the procedure. She has a wife. And they went through the process of having kids. They got kids and we're the same age. It's crazy. It's you really could go through the process and they figured it out. And I'm like, oh my God, if she could do it, why can't I do it?
Absolutely.
I just need a nigga first because I'm not doing that shit by myself. I don't know how the fuck my mother was doing, had 2 kids and was I don't know how. And we weren't dirty. We weren't on public assistance. Not to say times be hard, but my mother, we was good. You know what I mean? And I don't know how the fuck she was doing that, because if I had a kid right now, I don't know.
You'd be stressed.
I'd be stressed out. You know what I mean? But yeah, by doing some kids, I'm turning 30. I'm getting old, and it's time to like have a kid. So I'm definitely
But husband first.
husband first.
Husband
So
first.
it's like, do I gotta? I really want to. I want to wait on a nigga.
I mean, you want to be a single mother? A
Not
single
mother-
dad? You want to be a single daddy?
I don't. I think that sounds horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, husband.
Husband first.
Husband first.
And you feel like I need somebody more mature.
Yes, definitely.
Why do you feel that way?
Because you're mature, and these young boys, they're not trying to be no daddy. They're not trying to be married. Like, they're just out there having fun. So I feel like you would have fun too, but you would have fun with an older dude, and it would just be you and him.
So what's older?
Older would be like, I could see for you 40.
40? I wouldn't mind dating a 40-year-old, but he can't be like 40. Like he got
he got to be 40, fun. He got to dress. He got to smell good. He got to wash that ass.
Yeah,
all of that,
and he got to smoke.
Okay, you want him a little hood, but corporate hood, right?
Yeah, like reformed hood. Like
yeah,
you used to sell drugs, but then you like started doing some other shit, and you like got money. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you dated a narcissist.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about that on the show?
We can.
I mean, we here now.
I mean, because you know what? Everybody always says like narcissists calls that out for everybody, but not everybody is one.
How did you know? When did you really know he was a narcissist, though?
He talked about it a lot, actually.
He talked about it.
He would say stuff like, you got these people dating these narcissists and all this stuff. And then one day on YouTube, a video popped up. I guess my phone must have heard him.
Yeah, our phones be listening.
Yeah. So then a video popped up and then I listened to it. And then I was like, everything the dude was saying, I like listened to several videos. It was like,
it sounded like him.
That's my boyfriend at the time.
So how long were y'all together at that point?
Oh, like 6 years.
Oh shit. So you
I didn't find out, you guys, until like the 6th year, actually. I mean, I'm gonna say find out, but really see that he really was that, because he was good at, like, he covered it up. And I was just thinking like, okay, we break up, we make up, he has his little moods. And when I realized what he was really doing after I started looking at the videos was when I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's not the life I want. That's not what I'm doing.
So what was he doing though? How did you, like, why did you think he was a narcissist?
I got a lot of silent treatments.
So you felt
that's how they control you. At first, in the beginning, it was like he mimicked everything I wanted, of course.
Oh, so they make it sound. I was just saying this. Okay, this is what I said the other episode. I said these niggas will come into your life,
right,
and act like we're in a relationship and do everything good, like everything that you want.
Yeah.
And then they just pull away when they just feel like pulling away.
Well, once they got you in. So
once they get you open and you ready and you want to be with them.
Yeah, then they gotta train you. So after they mimic what you want for a couple months, they slowly start doing little things to see if they can get away with it. And they go, I got away with that, so I'm gonna make it a little bit different this time. And then they just keep doing these things, and before you know it, they're all wrong, and you're thinking it's you because they've convinced you that you're wrong. And you're thinking like, well, maybe I did something to make him do this. And the silent treatments, like I said, the disappearing for 3 weeks so you can be in the street, like starting arguments so you can go hang out with someone else. Being in the same bed, but texting on your phone and doing all that and trying to act like you're looking at clothes, but you were really texting someone.
Damn.
Yeah,
So you, damn, and you went through this for 6 years. Like, what was the thing that kept you around?
I loved him, like. And when I love someone, like,
I thought you was going to say the dick.
No, I mean, I that too, but I really loved him. And when I love someone, like, I give my all. And me as an Aries, that's what we do. We'll love hard and we'll give our all till we can't give it no more. But when we're done, it's a wrap. Even if they came back and was like, I'm sorry, I got changed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm different now. Once we stop loving you, that's it. So I always say, like, people never forget an Aries because we're dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are dedicated. And, a lot of niggas don't deserve that.
Mm-mm.
But damn, 6 years is a lot.
6 years. And then, I mean,
so
good dick is good too.
Yeah, good dick. So if you could go back, would you be like, I would have never fucked with him?
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't say I would never fuck with him because, like I said, I loved him. I just probably wouldn't have fucked with him that long. And if I didn't see improvement, you know what I'm saying, of checking the situation early on, you know what I'm saying, like I probably would have left early on. I wouldn't have gave him 6 years, but he was good. He was good at love bombing. Like he was really good because there was a lot of stuff I didn't even find out until like
And
the
love
end.
bombing is what? That's one of the signs of a narcissist.
Yeah. Just basically telling you what you want to hear. Like, you know, when, like, say if we broke up or something, when he came back on the scene, he'd be on the scene like hard for a month and just being like, it's me and you, we gonna do this, we doing that. And then he would just have an episode where I kind of consider it like disappearing acts because he would just like start an argument and then disappear for like a week or so. You know, and I felt like when he was doing that, he was actually seeing someone else. And narcissists will bench warm you because he has reached back out to me like several times. But now I know who he is, and I called him out, and he's like, "So there's a lot of people." Like he admitted it.
Oh, not so.
Yeah,
He
so
said so.
yes, and so now that I've called him out about it, he
That's
can't
funny
get
as
me
fuck.
now. But they do bench warmers. So like when I'm in position, and I'm in position for 2 months, he making sure I'm good. He gonna have to put me on the bench in a minute to bring the next chick off the bench and make sure she good because they want to keep as many as they can on the team
Damn.
because it's about controlling that person, and he was able to actually control me for 6 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, what do you do if a nigga gets slapped in front of you?
Slapped.
Like your man, this is your nigga.
If my man got slapped, he better handle that.
Okay.
I don't date dudes that get slapped anyway. Like the dudes I date,
So-
ain't no slapping going on with them.
Okay, so y'all out to eat and y'all in line and he skips somebody in line and the nigga
Another nigga slap?
smack the shit out of him in front of you.
Oh, it's on and popping. I already know. Like that would never happen.
So what if he got knocked out in front of you? Is your
Just
pussy
random?
still getting wet if he get knocked out in front of you?
That's my dude.
It would still get wet?
Yeah, I would love. I love
Oh,
him.
she a
When
ride or die.
I'm
You a
telling
ride or
like,
die, bitch.
When I love a
for
dude, I
you.
love him. Like,
See, and that's why that motherfucking narcissist, he didn't deserve you because you a ride or die, bitch.
yeah.
Damn. Because if someone knocked his ass out, you would have been right there. You know how many bitches would have left if they nigga got knocked out in front of them?
I would. I mean, nah, I wouldn't.
I know a lot of women that would say they pussy can't even get wet no more if
If he gets knocked out,
he got knocked out in front
just
of them.
randomly.
Not
I mean, he cut the line.
Something
Or like you
a
said,
situation
a situation
went left and
Yeah, no. I would. That's my dude. I'm keeping my dude.
I love you.
Yeah.
See, I gotta give me an Aries. That's just not that I'm getting knocked out or anything, but just to know that they really are there to ride or die for.
But just for the record, dudes I deal with, they don't get knocked out, boo.
Boom. The soundboard is all the way over there. I would have definitely hit an air horn for that one. So my thing is, when I'm thinking about like because I want to get back to the narcissist thing, and then I'm gonna close it because this is not really what the episode is about. But I did want to get into it because sometimes and I think it's also important to talk about. There's people that could be on the spectrum of narcissism as well. So you might not be a full blown narcissist, like textbook definition, but sometimes you could kind of be on the spectrum a little bit. Oh damn, okay. Yeah, you could kind of be on the spectrum, so you might have some of the traits, and I think it's important to put that out there as well because people feel like if they're not textbook definition narcissist, then
There's
don't
many
apply.
levels.
Yeah, so you could kind of be on the spectrum, and I think it's important to put that out there as well. You could be dating somebody, or you could be friends with somebody.
Yeah. You can be friends. They can be relatives.
Do you get into that? So
I mean,
outside of that situation, have you ever been friends with or had someone else in your life that's a narcissist?
yes.
And how is that relationship? Are y'all still friends or?
Well, it's relative. Like you really can't unfriend them or not be friends with them, but you just know that they're never going to take accountability for anything. Like, and then when they deflect and put it on everybody else but them, it's just kind of like you just know how to kind of handle them once you have been through it and you see the signs and you know about it. Because a lot of people don't know about it. They just think like people are just like, oh, that's just how they are. No, That's just not how, you don't have to put up with it. So you kind of like limit your energy with them. And I have limited my energy with, some relatives like that.
Yeah, and you have to, because they'll just take and take and take and take. Like, I've seen it happen before where people, but they don't realize that the person is a narcissist. They don't realize that that's a thing. Even though this word has been being thrown around now, it's
Yeah,
like
they'll
kind of
say that,
trendy.
but it is. Even if a person, like, say a person just, you don't even know what you did, and that person just randomly stops talking to you. And then you're like, they reach out to you maybe 2 weeks later. You've been calling, texting, you don't know. And then they reach out to you like 2 weeks later, and they're saying, I just had to take a break from you. And they're like, my piece is more important than yours. Like, if they do something like that, that's, to me, that screams narcissist, because the fact that you couldn't communicate, because it's like you're over here trying to figure out what you did and you ain't doing anything. You don't know what you did. So you're trying to figure it out, and then it's them. And then they just take this
Oh, you're
extreme.
saying you were trying to figure out what you did to that person.
I'm
and
just
they
saying,
just went missing.
just giving an example, and they take an extreme break from you without no communication, no nothing, and then you're reaching out, and you didn't do anything. You don't feel like you did anything wrong, but they felt like you did something wrong. I feel like that's a form of narcissism too, because I don't even know if I said that right, narcissism.
No, yeah, it was good.
But yeah, I feel like that's a form of that too. So even the ones who do that and then say they had to take a break and then they come back around after 3 or 4 weeks or a month and they want to be back in your circle, you need to reevaluate that, because if that's part of them, if that's something that they do and they don't tell you, what you did and you don't know, and then when you're asking like, well, why did you take a break? And they say you were too much. Give me a definition of too much, because you can't just say someone's too much and there's no definition.
Right.
It's like, what did I do to make you take a break? So y'all ladies, y'all need to watch that too, because that's a problem too. And that is a form of it. That's like a form of control, because they want to be able to control you. So when they come back around, especially if you really like them, you're going to be like trying to do so much to make sure they don't, leave again, and that's not good. That's a form of, yeah, no.
So it's like you don't want them to leave again, so you'll just like
go over and beyond. And
that's
it's
what
like,
they want.
then you're self-sacrificing yourself by doing that, going over and beyond. When they come back around, ladies, y'all should be like, no, I'm not even going to talk to you, because you couldn't even communicate.
And it's crazy because narcissists are so fucked up that you would go above and beyond for them, and it'll still never be enough.
Because they come back around loving you, like, and you're like, you want that, especially if they got good dick. You just be so confused.
Yeah, and it's like let's say you were to go above and beyond for that, for this person, whether it's a friend or a nigga or whatever. And it's like narcissists are so fucked up in their ways that you would do that, and it just doesn't even matter, because they want what they want.
Yeah.
So they want you to be in that position to where that's where they want you, but it's still not enough. They still gonna be fucked up to you.
Yeah. It'll just only be good for a little bit, and then they'll still go back to the same.
Being fucked up, even with you giving your all.
Because unless they get help, and even when they get help, they still need help. If they acknowledge and they're going to therapy, that's cool. And like, with us as, a melanated population, we really need therapy. We don't go to therapy. We have a lot of hurt from so many years ago, our ancestors and all that. So we carry a lot of that with us. So we hurt people, even when the ones that are like, that we don't want to hurt, we still wind up hurting them. So I feel like everybody needs some therapy.
Yeah. I agree. And I want to just say that, Charlamagne, a lot of therapists, Black therapists especially, owe you money because you wrote that book. And therapy is like a word that Charlamagne wrote a book and talked about anxiety on podcasts and public platforms. And now it's like a regular thing. But I could imagine all of the therapists that are able to thrive now because he made it a normal thing for people to go to therapy. He made it cool because he has a voice in our culture, whether we want to admit it or not. So he kind of made it cool, because before he was talking about therapy, Black people was not talking about therapy.
And then I think therapy, I mean, how do you feel? Do you think if you go to a therapist, they need to be a melanated therapist or a Caucasian therapist?
I think it depends on who you are. Some people don't care about that. Some people want an Asian therapist. I would prefer a melanated therapist, but then sometimes, like, I think about it like a white therapist might have had better access to better education, and they might be on some next level shit because of the education they got, and they might be really, really dope. So I can't discount them just because they white. Sometimes not saying that, but I mean, it is what it is. They do have more access to certain things. So sometimes our people, not saying that they're not good, but sometimes, we get like community college, or I don't know how it works. But
Mhm.
I would still prefer a black therapist because I feel like they just would get it. And it's sometimes there's people that could be your therapist and they didn't even take all the courses and all the classes. They just know
Yeah.
what points to hit and what how to look at it from the outside looking in. But I wouldn't be mad at someone if they wanted to go to a white therapist, because there are some white therapists that are damn good and they get it. Even if they're not
Yeah.
and obviously they would never get it because they're not black, but
Right.
I could just see how there are some, a select few, not a lot, but I could see how they would get it. But what you feel like it should be?
I feel like melanated for certain topics dealing with us, and I feel like, I mean, you would need two therapists, but you can go to the Caucasian for like other different like other topics. But I don't feel like I would talk about melanated topics with a Caucasian because they're not going to get it. They're just not going to get it. And so I would definitely do melanated. And I think there's a lot of educated melanated therapists out there that did not just go to community college. I think there's a lot.
They're gonna kill me for saying that.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I think there's a,
I
but
don't
no,
think,
but
wait,
I
let me
think there's a
defend
lot.
myself. Okay, so I don't think that they just went to community college. I was just saying, like, sometimes we don't have the access to the education, and we have to, like, and not saying that our people didn't go to good schools. Obviously, we've come so far. Yes, we have. But I just think sometimes they have more access and they might be able to tap into something differently than we. But I do agree with you. The melanated shit, it wouldn't make sense to talk to a person that's not
About
melanated.
melanated issues. Like they will never understand because they're not melanated.
Right.
So, but like I said, I feel like you would have like maybe the financial aspect of it. You could probably talk to a Caucasian person like in that area, maybe. But
They probably won't get that either.
I mean, well, they have
Because
their
they don't be I mean, they don't really, well,
like
they don't be going through struggles that we go through. So they,
I mean, when I say that, I meant like just like stocks and I mean, you really could get everything. I shouldn't even say that.
Not
I feel like you could
stocks.
probably get everything
You
with
mean
an
like a financial
educated,
advisor?
melanated person. You just need to do your research. You need to read the reviews. You just need to check. I mean, because I'm pretty sure they're out there.
And then even though, because the reviews could say that, but sometimes you got to feel a vibe.
Yeah,
Like,
the
sometimes you just
energy.
have a vibe
Yeah.
with somebody and you like, this person gets me. Because I've heard people go to therapy and they're like, I don't like this bitch. She don't get me. And then they'll go to someone else and they're like, this is more. Or they'll have one and then for some reason they can't go to that one no more. They go to someone like, I like the first lady I had. Like
Female
sometimes-
therapists or male therapists?
I think I would do male because I feel like I'm around women all the time. I think I need a man's perspective.
I would do male.
Yeah, I need a man's perspective. And then especially because I didn't really have a father in my life. I think I finally came to terms that my father wasn't a good dad and I'm not even mad at him no more.
Yeah, mine wasn't either. And you have to forgive them. This is the only way you're gonna move forward in your life.
I just started forgiving him
Yeah,
because I was
like-
mad for years.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt nobody but you.
I was hurt though. I was hurt. I was just like, why would you want to not be in your kid's life? Like,
Because once again, therapy, they need therapy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, our black men, all of us,
Yeah.
but our black men do also just really need it bad. They have a lot on them. And
Like, why would you not? If I have a kid, I just like, even just the simple fact that me and him look exactly alike. And it's like, I would just want to know things about my kid that, obviously I take on, you take on your parents' genes. So they have,
Right.
you have similar traits in them. Like just observing your kid and the way they do things, how you do them, or the way they have ideas, how you might have had when you were that age, or just little things like that. You wouldn't even want to see how your kid is growing and developing, or take care of them, or help out with certain things. Like, I was mad at my dad for years. He passed away in November it will be 10 years. He's been
wow.
dead. But, I see him in my dreams and stuff a lot. But I just be like thinking like, why the fuck would you not want to be in your kid's life? But I'm not mad at him anymore. Like, I was mad for years. Like, I was mad for a long time. When he was alive, I was mad at him. I just didn't appreciate him not being there because I always knew how important it was to have a male figure in your life as a kid, especially you growing up, going through shit, you growing up fighting all the time, and just certain things like you need a man in your life, and he didn't give a fuck. He wasn't there.
I mean, well, we can't say that. We have to say like, he just loved you. I always say our parents love us on the level that they're on when it comes to love. Like they do the best that they can. Like, we really can't fault them if they don't, because that's what that's how the love they got from their parents. So they only can do as much as they know. So that means, like, when you become a parent, then if you don't want to be your parents, you love your baby more than what your parents did with you. But most of the time, it just trickles down. Like, they give you the love that they were dealt.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. That's how I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have tried. I feel like he didn't even try. Like, he just was.
But how do you know, like, that he really didn't try? Maybe in his mind, he felt like he wasn't like.
If I
he didn't feel like he was enough. Maybe he, deep down inside, he wanted to be more, like, to show up more for you, and didn't feel like he could. So
I think he just didn't care. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I think he didn't give a fuck. And I think at that time, it was okay to be a deadbeat dad. Now, bitches' pussies is not getting wet for deadbeat dads. Like, it's cool to be a father now on social media. Like, fathers is in the kids' lives.
True. Oh, yeah. More.
Like, now you see it more than
Yeah.
back in the day. Back in the day, it was okay to be a deadbeat dad. Now,
I don't think it was okay, but I just think they just did that.
it was more socially acceptable. Like, if you wasn't taking care of your kids, like,
Yeah, but bitches' pussies was still getting wet for them niggas.
it was still getting wet. But I'm saying today, I'm sure it is still getting wet, but I think now it's like they looking at you crazy. Like, you got kids, you not take kids. Like, that's frowned upon today. You don't think so?
I still know, like, some chicks that they don't really care. Like, they're like,
they don't care if you're a deadbeat dad.
They're not even caring about that because it's about them. Like, that doesn't even matter. That's that him and that mama.
I just think,
issue.
Well, maybe if it's just sex, but maybe if it's long term, like, you could really be with a nigga and you know that their kids need sneakers for school and their kids need shit and they not doing shit about that. That's crazy. Then that means,
but that happens though. I feel like that's what happens. I feel like, a lot of guys I know.
Can your pussy get wet for a nigga that you know has kids and he needs clothes for school? He needs things, and he's not providing, and the mother is just struggling.
My pussy wet? And then first of all, I don't want to, like, being that I was in that relationship, like, I don't want to date anybody who has, like, a whole bunch of kids. Like, I don't have nothing against kids.
Just one kid.
One is cool, but you better be taking care of that.
That's what I'm saying. What if they're not?
Oh, and then they're taking care of me, and they're not taking care of their kid.
Are they taking care of you? Let me see how.
Because they would have to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they would have to be taking care of me, but
okay,
if they're not taking care of that kid, they probably wouldn't be taking care of me.
Let's say they are taking care of you, and then not taking care of the kid.
Oh, I'm gonna say something because I'm not gonna be able to entertain that. Now, if it depends, if that mom, you know what I'm saying, if that mom is acting crazy too, like, I'm gonna be like, just, you need to go put yourself on child support, like.
Oh, not putting yourself.
Yes, go put yourself on it.
But they take, what is it, 50? How much? 12% or whatever, 17% of your child.
But I would feel bad that he was taking care of me and not taking care of his kid.
No nigga is putting themselves on child support.
Yeah, and there's a lot of niggas not taking care of their kids. So
I just don't think that.
And there's a lot of chicks that don't really care.
Okay, we gotta get out of here.
All right,
but
another day.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was I don't know. I just feel like niggas need to, be. Well, I think they are now. Obviously, not everybody. I'm sure there's a whole slew of deadbeat dads out there, but I could see a shift happening. I feel like a lot of us growing up, our fathers were not in our lives, and I feel like the next generation is going to be a little different, and I love that for us.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I love that for us. At least, like, even if they're not in a two-parent household, at least in the life, I could call, two different perspectives, two different energies, masculine and feminine. Like, most of us just had one, and that fucked us up in more ways than we probably even realized.
Yeah, when we had feminine and from the mother, because we're stuck.
It was like, and then it's like you only know your mother's side of the family for Thanksgiving. A whole part of you is missing, a whole half of you. You don't even know that culture. Like, I'm half Jamaican.
You know that culture?
Very small percentage. Like, I know a little bit because I was young. My parents were together when I was young, but not really. That's a whole part of me that's missing that I will never get to experience because I don't have the teenage years of going to this person, house for Thanksgiving. It was only my mom's side. And I feel like that's most of us. And that's fucked up. I have two fucking parents. So that really irritates me.
And that's why I don't know. I just think women need to choose and men too, need to choose who their partner is going to be better. Like, you already see what it is in the beginning before the kids get involved. Like, you see how they act when they showing out. After 90 days, 120 days. Like you see
sometimes
that.
But I feel like the dick really be clouding bitches' judgment, and the dick be dicking, and
And the pussy do too, though.
and yes,
Right.
yes.
So then you think like because she's crazy, she ain't gonna be crazy and she. But if
But I
she's
feel
crazy
like
with you,
as a
she's
woman,
gonna be crazy.
you're gonna be the one really stuck with the baby. So shouldn't you be the one to be responsible and say, "I'm not doing this"?
Yeah, but like I said,
Like essentially, the woman is always the one that has to deal with it
yeah, but
most of the time.
But most of the dudes sometimes will turn around and act like they're gonna be good, just like the women will act like they're gonna be good. But you already know what it is, and you know if you have all these issues in the beginning, bringing a baby into it is not gonna change that.
Some bitches think that it's gonna keep the man
It's
around
not.
if
It's
they,
not.
and then he still don't stay
Because
and
if
now you got
you're
a
having
baby.
issues with him, and then he meets someone that he doesn't have issues, and now you got a baby, and now he didn't moved on,
And
or the
you
vice
just-
versa.
and he not helping you. You just stuck with
Yeah,
this kid.
so
It's fucked up.
kids never solve the problem, so you should never bring them into that.
Well, that's another episode of Playtime is Over. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got so much more to come. And I thank you for joining me. And
Yeah, you're
giving
welcome.
Great fucking
Anytime.
insight this episode. You can follow me.
You can follow me at 2_lips, LIPZS.
Are you saying two lips like your
2_
pussy?
lips.
Are you talking about your
No,
pussy?
tulips. I love tulips. Those are my favorite
Oh,
flowers.
the flower. Oh. My mind is so perverted.
Yes, but I do got two lips. Like you said.
Okay, now. Okay, so y'all can follow me at KIRQUEVALENTIN motherfucking O. And follow Playtime is Over _pod on Instagram as well. Bitches. As always, Playtime is Over, bitches.